Hello everybody and welcome to yet another video in the Corvette C3 series. Now if you're new to the channel, make sure to check out the links in the description below where we go over everything on how to take care of this classic C3 Corvette when it comes to getting it ready for show car season here in the Phoenix Valley area. We went over how to wash it, how to do chip repair, polishing out side pipe exhaust, and even going through a full paint correction on this bad boy. So if you're interested in those videos, make sure to check out the links in the description and subscribe for the future videos of this 1980 C3 Corvette. Now it is time for my favorite part of the whole process, and that is the coating application. Now what makes this video super exciting for me, guys, is we're going to be showcasing our brand new ceramic coating, SHU'SHA RZA. All right, this is our ceramic spray coating, and I'm not talking about the BS ceramic quote-unquote coatings that are in a plastic bottle that you probably have seen at Walmart or AutoZone. This is a legitimate ceramic coating in a bottle that you could spray onto an applicator pad or areas across your vehicle that has a hardener that actually cures and hardens on the vehicle and bonds properly, just like any other coating on the market. That is the awesome part about this coating, guys. It is super easy to use, number one, and that was our main mission. We wanted to make a product that can go on your car in 15 to 20 minutes or less, depending on the size of the vehicle. And you're gonna see how easy and quick we are able to apply this coating to this vehicle in today's video. Number two, we wanted it super versatile, all right? You can use this on any exterior surface of your vehicle, minus rubbers and tires, okay? So what that means, paint, glass, plastic, stainless steel, chrome, aluminum, everything that you're seeing on the outside on this vehicle, we're gonna coat with this one product, eliminating the hassle of having multiple coatings on hand, saving you time and money. So with that in mind, guys, super exciting. Let's go ahead and jump into the application process on the C3 Corvette and show you the how-to and the final results of SHU'SHA RZA. All right, guys, so jumping straight into it, you already know we've washed, we've clayed, we've polished and corrected the paint. It is ready to go ahead and receive a coating application, okay? So SHU'SHA RZA, of course, you come with your 8-ounce bottle. It also comes with 2 sprayers and also a cap, all right? The reason why it comes with 2 sprayers, guys, is because this is an actual coating, all right? It's not that hodgepodge BS that you find at Walmart or AutoZone, like I mentioned to you before, or some of the products that you can order from Amazon that come in a plastic bottle. These sprayers, the product will harden and cure in them, and they will fail if you just leave them inside the bottle, all right? That's why we recommend after you're done, remove the sprayer, put the original cap back on that the bottle comes with, just so your coating doesn't go to waste and cure. Again, you have a lot of product in here. You might not use it all at once. We recommend in a cool environment for storage around 60 degrees. You can even put it in your refrigerator. Just make sure nobody grabs it thinking that it's a food product, all right? Of course, you're also gonna get an applicator pad, and then you're also gonna get 2 microfiber towels for the leveling and the buffing off of the coating, all right? As you can see, I have a stack of towels over here, and the reason why, we're gonna be applying SHU'SHA RZA on all the exterior surfaces of this Corvette right now. This can go on the glass, the paint, the rims, all that good stuff, so I'm gonna show you how to do it right now. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the sprayer. There's an off and on button just so you don't have any mist sprays if you're trying to move around with the bottle or if it falls over. I'm gonna spray liberally onto my applicator pad, away from the vehicle. You notice I'm spraying away. I don't want a bunch of overspray onto the car or on another car, right? So I'm just liberally spraying. You can see I use a good amount of product to prime my applicator pad. After your first priming, you won't need to use as much, all right? Now, this is a cool part about SHU'SHA RZA. Rather than having to section off a small part of the hood, I can essentially tackle almost half of this front end. I know that sounds like a lot. We'll take it slow at first, but you can go after a large surface area of vehicle at one go and coat it all at once, okay? So for example, instead of doing the whole fender and everything, I'll do the whole hood for you, all right? So I'm gonna start off with this side. I'm gonna go down the middle, just like any other coating. All right? I'm gonna make my box, section it out, and then fill in my box. Just like that. Goes on almost like any other coating. But the cool part about it is it doesn't flash like every other coating. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my bottle, I'm gonna put a little bit more product onto my applicator and move on to the next side. Bada bing, bada boom, we're on the other side of the car. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply it the same way after I put a little bit more product on my applicator pad, okay? Just like that. Make my box, fill my box in. Make sure I get all my edges. Now, I just go back to the other side and buff off. But you notice I'm not in a rush. So most other coatings, after this time frame, your coating is pretty much already cured and is going to cause a high spot. But with SHU'SHA RZA, you're not going to run into that issue. You have plenty of time to get back to where you originally started and then finish off where you ended your coating application. And this is where the speed comes into play. Rather than having to do little sections across the vehicle, I can knock out whole panels. Sometimes I can even knock out a full front depending on the complexity, buff it off, level it off, and you're all set to go. So let me show you the buff off process. All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start buffing SHU'SHA RZA off. Now this coating has been here for a while, okay? Pretty much the whole time I've been talking to you, this coating has been sitting on the surface. Flip to another side. And another cool thing is this coating does not clog up your towel like some other coatings, all right? So instead of having to go grab a whole new towel, I could just flip to a new side and be pretty much set to go. Now, I'll do one final buff off, nice and easy. And you're already gonna notice the slickness of the coating. Super, super slick. Make sure I get all my edges, just like that. Move off to the other side. Fresh side of the towel. Go ahead and level it off. And that is it. Hood's completely done. Absolutely no high spots to worry about. The coating was still able to come off very easily and not be super, super tacky where you're dragging your towel and hip hopping across the hood, okay? So we're gonna continue this throughout the rest of the vehicle. I'm gonna show you section by section how easy this is gonna be, and we're gonna do it on the glass, we're gonna do it on the rims, we're gonna do it on the stainless steel side pipes and show you the results. All right, you guys might think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna do this whole side of the Corvette. So that's gonna be fender, door, quarter panel. Of course, I'm gonna split it between this side and the passenger side, but it's still a lot of surface area. Go ahead and freshen up my applicator with product. Coat this big fender haunch. I'll put a stop point right there so I could do the bumper all by itself. As soon as you feel your applicator start to drag a little bit, that's when you want to make sure you put on a little bit more coating just so you can slide over the surface easily and make sure you're putting on enough product to bond to the surface. Freshen it up a little bit. That's what we're doing, we're just freshening it up. All the way through. Move on to the door. Just like that. And again, it's okay if you get it on chrome. We're gonna coat the chrome anyways. It's okay if you get a little bit on the glass. We're gonna coat that anyways. Make sure you get it all the way around the side mirror. And I'm gonna keep going. You'll be like, Zay, if you just keep going, we won't even be able to see you anymore. You're gonna look like a little speck on the camera. It's okay, I'll be back. Don't you worry about it. I'm too busy coating a car in about 15 minutes. Just make sure to find a nice, good stop point. Just like that. Now we're gonna come back to the front and start leveling off. Nice and easy. If you really want to work fast, don't worry about flipping your towel. Just go ahead and grab a nice fresh one. Make a quick switcheroo. Do your final buff off on the panel. Just like that. Flip to a fresh side. Flip to a fresh side. Can you show me another coating on the market that will give you a solid 10 to 12 months worth of actual, and when I say coating that lasts 10 to 12 months, I mean a coating that's actually providing you coating quality type of results. Beading, self-cleaning, anti-static, ease of maintenance. That's what I mean. I'm not meaning, oh, after a year it just barely sheets water and it barely looks any good, you know? Probably thinking this poor quarter panel over here. It's donezo. It's done. Nope. Still buffing off like nothing. Done. So, what I'm gonna do for you guys, so there's no, you cut the camera, you probably polished out a high spot, blah, blah, blah. Let me bring you guys in right here, right now. Take a look. We coated from this all the way through the back end over there. Take a look. Look at that shine, look at that gloss. That's not even the best of it. Of course, after the coating cures, it's gonna look even better. Check that out. Everything leveled off, nice and easy. There's shine on that paint. I'm over here, guys. So, I got you all the way over there. I'm all the way over here. I'm gonna set a challenge for myself real quick. All right? I'm gonna pull out my timer. I've done this in other videos too. A little stopwatch. I'm gonna start the stopwatch. I'm gonna coat the rest of this car in less than 10 minutes, all right? So we're probably about 5-6 minutes into the hood and this whole side portion. We'll take care of the rest of it, just the paint, in less than 10 minutes, all right? Just to give you a good perspective on how fast you can work with this coating, all right? So let's get going, start it up, let's go. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see that. Right there, 10:19, just a tad bit over, all right? So essentially, we finished this whole car, at least paint-wise, in 20 minutes, all right? Spent about 5-6 minutes total on the portions we worked on originally, and another about 10 minutes on the rest of it. I'll give you guys a couple extra minutes since I was hustling, you know, building up a little bit of a sweat as we should when we detail. But 20 minutes we went ahead and coated all the paint surfaces on what many may argue a substantially larger coupe, right? It's a pretty big car. This is as long as a Chevy Tahoe lengthwise, you know? So pretty awesome how we can get full coating application on paint in about 20 minutes or less. All right, guys, now that we've coated the paint in less than 20 minutes, I might add, it is time to do all the accessory pieces, glass, rims, exhaust, all that good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my pad just like we did before. You won't have to use as much on the glass. Apply it to the glass just like you would our glass coating. Make sure you get full coverage. I'm gonna move on to the other side and do the same thing. Now, unlike our glass coating, which you cannot do a full windshield with, you could with SHU'SHA RZA. And of course, because this is an all-purpose coating, I can even knock out the trim on the edge of the glass as well. Might as well take care of that too. It's going to darken it up, freshen it up, and protect it from future wear and tear. Now I got a set of fresh towels just for the glass. I'm going to start buffing that off. Just like that. Flip to a new side. Make sure you get my fingers along all the edges, all the coverage. Come back around. Buff this side off as well. Flip to a new side. just like that. Windshield coated. Now it's time to coat the stainless steel exhaust. All right, so very, very simple. Same process as the glass, same process as the paint. That's the nice thing about this. You don't really need to change anything up for the most part. I'm gonna show you one tip that's gonna be a little bit different for the rims comparatively to the glass, paint, and the pipes. But generally speaking, it's the same process last time. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the coating to the surface. You might need to use a little bit more since stainless steel is a lot more porous than glass and paint. So it means it's going to absorb a lot more of the coating. Just like that. Of course, this coating is going to protect from oxidation, rust, iron deposits that might cause rust on stainless steel. And you're just going to go and buff right off with a fresh towel. Just like that. Adds a lot of gloss and shine, protects the pipes. And of course, because this is a legitimate ceramic coating, it's got a very, very, very high melting temperature. So you're still going to get some long-lasting durability, water beading, and ease of maintenance on these stainless steel pipes. Of course, it's not going to be to the level of your paint and glass and rims, but you can still expect about 6 to 8 months worth of protection on your pipes as well. But again, because of how easy this product is to use, you could pretty much just top it whenever you desire. All right, guys, time for the piece of resistance, the showstoppers, these Krager rims on the Corvette. Time to go ahead and get them coated. Now, just a brief overview. There are a few ways to approach coating your rims. You can coat the faces, you can coat the barrels, that will require you to remove the rim from the vehicle. You can coat calipers, you can coat all that good stuff. We're just going to focus on the face of the rim for today, okay? With that in mind, how do you coat it? You could use an applicator pad. The problem with the applicator pad is it gets a bit bulky getting into some nooks and crannies of the rim. You could use an airbrush system like our professional grade wheel coating that we use here at the shop, but not everybody has an airbrush system on hand. Or you could use SHU'SHA RZA, which has a sprayer that aerates the coating really, really well. Now, I don't recommend spraying this on your paint. I prefer to use an applicator pad because the aeration will pretty much get everywhere and also into your face too. So I don't recommend that. But when it comes to rims, since it's a small confined area, we could spray it on the rim. I got my towels right over here ready to level and buff off. But essentially, I'm going to go ahead and carefully just spray the coating onto the rim. That's more than enough. 3 to 4 sprays. Now, I'm going to treat my towel almost like my applicator pad and spread that product around. Very lightly, very gently. I'm just making sure I have an even application all the way through. Remember, your rims are 3-dimensional. They have multiple sides, so you want to make sure you get around all the sides, all the edges, all that good stuff, okay? And the nice thing about a towel is it conforms much better than an applicator pad. I can thin out my towel like this, get into smaller confined areas to make sure that coating gets everywhere I need it to get to, just like that. That's pretty much it. I have applied my coating to the rim. Now I can take my first leveling towel and start leveling the coating off. Again, make sure you get into all the nooks and crannies, all sides of the spokes. And then finally, I will grab my final buff off towel and buff off the rims completely, making sure I get any leftover residue off the rim. One little tip if you want, if you are not that good at keeping track of where you start and where you need to go, is you could always use the valve stem as your starting point to make sure you have no missed spots. Start going clockwise, counterclockwise, and then you end up where you started, so you're not questioning yourself on if I remove the coating on this area or not. So we are pretty much all done. The paint is coated, glass is coated, stainless steel side pipes are coated, and at least one of the 3 rims are coated so far. But all in all, guys, we're about maybe 40 minutes into coating time spent on the Corvette. And to put that in perspective, our regular 3-year coating takes us about an hour to 2 hours supply to a vehicle, just the paint alone. So you kind of see the difference there, time, dedication to a product like this compared to one of our pro-grade ceramic coatings that we offer, all right? Of course, this is not a pro-grade coating. This is made for you, the people. We spent a lot of time on it. We wanted to make something that's easy to use, value-oriented, where you get a good bang for your buck, and of course, provides you some really awesome short to medium-term results for your car, okay? So with that in mind, guys, this is probably gonna be the second to last video of our C3 series. The last one is most likely gonna be the interior and engine bay detail. I'll try to make that in a future time, but right now I'm just gonna finish coating the rims, some final touches, and head home. I've been here at the shop since 5 o'clock in the morning, so it's been a very, very long day, and it is about 6:49 right now. My wife is probably wondering what the hell I'm doing, so I should get the heck home before I get into some trouble. Either way, guys, thank you so much. If you're interested in the product, make sure to check out our website. Link is in the description below, and talk to you soon.